Hey guys, it's Generalkidd here. How's everyone doing today? So, for today's video, well, 18 years ago when Halo 3 first came out, there were some interesting objects discovered in Halo 3, known as the DaVinci Code objects. The first and probably the most famous one discovered was the DaVinci Code Easter egg on Sandtrap. And there were many discovered across other maps too, including later DLC maps like on Sandbox and Heretic, which we'll get to in a little bit. But all these DaVinci Code objects, they all served a very important purpose, like a very specific purpose on each map. In fact, the one on Sandtrap here, a lot of people still aren't aware of this, but you know the minefield out there on Sandtrap? The minefield doesn't actually exist. There is no minefield. It's actually just this little Easter egg thing here, firing faint sentinel beams into the minefield, which spawns the mines that try to blow you up. That's how that actually works. And of course, on other maps, there's different DaVinci Code objects with different purposes too. But what they all share in common, and we'll be looking at the three most famous ones here on Sandtrap, Sandbox, and Heretic. What these all share with each other is that they are broken. That's right. When Bungie made these, they made them wrong. They broke them and they never fixed it. Now you may be thinking that that's just how Bungie intended it, right? They applied that texture on purpose. They made it look that way on purpose. Well, there are other objects in Halo 3, like the man cannons on Valhalla, where Bungie actually imported it correctly. Now, we'll be covering that little object on Valhalla in a future video, but I thought it was important to give you guys a little sneak peek right now. But anyways, in a recent video, we discovered that the DaVinci World object on Halo 3 ODST was also broken and was actually just supposed to be water. In fact, pretty much every DaVinci Code object in any Halo game is actually broken, like texture-wise, and you can actually extract the source file from the tags in the official Halo 3 mod tools, and you can see that these objects were meant to use like actual textures, actual shaders, like the DaVinci Code Easter egg on Sandtrap called Shrine Defender that was supposed to use default gray, and the DaVinci Cube from the map Heretic that used a texture called Midship Cove Purple. So I decided to fix these objects and apply the actual textures to them that Bungie had intended, but for some reason failed to import correctly, and they just left it broken for the release of Halo 3. So here we are on Sandtrap with the DaVinci Code Easter egg. This is how it's actually supposed to look, at least according to Bungie's source files. And likewise, it's the same on Sandbox. I mean, really, the little egg on Sandbox is the exact same as the one on Sandtrap. They're both the same object. But the one on Sandbox is slightly modified gameplay-wise with the projectiles it fires compared to the one on Sandtrap. But the actual model itself is the same, so both of them are just using this little default gray color. And as for the lifts on Heretic that are powered by these cubes, not the effect that you see, these cubes, when given the proper textures, they look like this. No more DaVinci Code textures. The DaVinci Code textures, they are literally just error textures. When you import something into Halo 3 and other Halo games, but the textures don't get imported correctly, or you're missing textures or missing shaders, then the game automatically applies the error texture, also known as the DaVinci Code texture, but officially called the invalid texture. So all these DaVinci Code objects in the game, and there are others too, you can pretty much assume that any DaVinci Code object in any Halo game, it's just broken. The textures are either missing or they weren't applied properly, and Bungie just left them broken. So in future videos, I may cover more specific objects, but for this video, I wanted to cover these three most famous ones from back in the Halo 3 days. These are objects that Bungie had intended to appear a certain way, but they didn't import it correctly into the game, and then resulting in them having that broken appearance, and they just left it broken for 18 years. and no one ever fixed them, not even 343. And for this video, I decided to just fix them so you could see what they actually look like. I mean, like, there's really no point in them having, like, getting fixed originally in the first place anyways, because, like, none of these were meant to be seen by players from within the maps. So maybe that's why Bungie didn't fix them. Maybe they knew, like, that's how they appeared, and they figured, you know, there's no point in going back and fixing it and importing it correctly, because, you know, no one's really gonna see them. But either way, Bungie left it broken for whatever reason, and now they are fixed, and now you know what they look like. So yeah, that wraps up for this video. Hopefully you guys found it to be interesting. If you did, make sure to leave a like and leave thoughts and comments. If there's any other DaVinci Code objects you want to see what actually is supposed to look like, or anything else I might have missed that you want me to explore and look into, just let me know in the comments down below. But aside from that, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and stay tuned, because I will have a lot more videos coming out soon on this, because there's a lot of other objects that Bungie left broken that we're going to be taking a look at in the near future. So stay tuned, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye guys!